Welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be doing my toes using these full cover pre-made French tip toenail tips from the brand NOVO OVO. So they sent me this along with a few other products. I'll leave a link in the cards to the previous video that I made, which was just a little mini haul, and I showed the other products that I got from them. But I wanted to do a special video dedicated to these press-on toenail tips because I've been so excited about them ever since they first told me about them. I knew that these would be perfect for someone like me who loves to just do quick and easy press-on designs. So yeah, they're going to be coming out with some other colors for the nude portion of the French tip nail. So they have some options that are a little bit more pink, more of a neutral tone. This is like a peachy nude, but I feel like it worked out really good with my skin tone. Actually, I was a little bit worried at first, but it turned out really good. So I started off by just sizing out my toenail tips, and now I'm just going to go in and file my toes just so that they can, you know, stick really well. But I did want to mention my big toe is super long and kind of narrow, so I did end up pulling the biggest size, but I'm going to show how I kind of customize it to fit my toe better. So yeah, even if you don't really have that perfect square type of toenail, you could still use these. So yeah, just going in and filing my toes as prep. I'm going to wipe them off with some alcohol also, and then I'm also using the nail file to just kind of push back my cuticles a little bit too. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as prep. I don't really use any dehydrator or primer. I just use rubbing alcohol to wipe the nails down, and that dehydrates it well enough for me. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm sizing it out and it's a little bit too wide on both sides. So I'm going to go in and cut a little bit off of each side. You don't want to go in and cut like too much off of one side because you still want the French tip to be like nice and symmetrical, because it does kind of curve downward at the edges. So I'm just going to go in and cut a little bit on each side until it's like perfect for my skinny toenail. So yeah, then I'm going to go in and just round out the very edges so it kind of matches the way my natural toenail looks, and this just helps it to have a more natural look. For the other sizes, they fit my toe from sidewall to sidewall perfectly, but I am still going to go in and file just around the cuticle area again so that it looks a little bit more natural. But I love that acrylic toe kind of look, so I was so excited about this to see if I would kind of be able to replicate that. And I love that the French tip is nice and thick. Especially on the big toe, I did notice that as the nails get smaller, the French tip is a little bit thinner, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I would say try to file as much as you can off of the cuticle area of the nail rather than the tip. That way you can kind of preserve as much of the French tip as possible. So that's kind of the rule that I went by, to try to file down a good bit, so that it would be the perfect length at the tip. Like, I don't want it to be too long, of course, so I can still be able to wear boots and things like that without messing up the toenails, but I still wanted it to be that nice square acrylic toe kind of look. So yeah, once I did that, I got all of them sized out and shaped up. I'm just grabbing some nail glue. You can use gel if you want to do like the Gel X method. These are plastic toenails, they're not soft gel, but you can still use the like apres dupe method with it if you want to. I prefer not to, just a personal preference, so I'm just going to be using nail glue. So I love using a brush on nail glue when doing my toes. It just makes it so much easier, and I'm just putting a good bit in. Again, my big toe is pretty narrow and it's also not really curved, so I had to really like pinch the sides of it so that it could stay down, and I was trying to hold this for a good little minute to keep it in place, but it was like sticking to the gloves, so I just quickly took the gloves off and then just added a little bit more glue to it so that I could reapply it. But yeah, I would say if you're going to use nail glue, just hold it for like a minute, especially on the big toe. Well, if your big toe is as big as mine. If not, you probably would be okay. But I was just trying to make sure I didn't get any air bubbles in it, which I still ended up getting some in there. As you can see, it's like a little air bubble on the side, and then kind of on the top of the other side also. But I have a little hack for that also, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to go on to the other nails and go ahead and apply all of them. So now that I have all of the toes on, I let them sit for a little minute, and now I'm just kind of popping off the tab at the very tip. Now I'm going to go in and file them. So this was the part I was most excited about. They look fine as is, but again, we're going for that acrylic toe dupe kind of look. So I'm just trying to go in and make it nice and square. So I just filed the very tip of the nail, and then I'm going in and filing the edges slightly. Again, I try not to file too much at the tip, just enough to make it a little bit more square, but I didn't want to file too much and file the French tip off completely. So yeah, just gonna go in and do that on all of the nails really quick, and then I'm just gonna wipe off any dust from the nails, and the final step is pretty much top coating. But going back to my big toe with the air bubbles, I wanted to see how it looked top coated, and it looked okay. You could still kind of see the bubble, so I just grabbed a jelly nude color. I tried to find one that was as close to the color of the nude that they use for the nails as possible, just so I can kind of fill it in and just kind of cover up those air bubbles. Depending on how the light hits it, you can still kind of see it like when you're up close, but overall, like just walking around, no one's gonna notice that. So I wasn't too worried about that. But again, I think even if you were to do the Gel X method on your toes, you probably could prevent the air bubbles a little bit better because you would be quickly curing it. But if you do choose to use nail glue, just hold it for as long as possible so that you don't get those air bubbles. But yeah, absolutely love these toenails. They'll be linked in the description box, of course, so be sure to check it out. I'm excited to see the other colors that they make, and once I get those, I'll make videos for those as well. But yeah, let me know what y'all think of it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.